Today I'm out on this brand new bike, Royal Enfield Meteor 350, and I have to say I didn't ever imagine myself owning a Royal Enfield from their factory in India, but initially I'm really quite impressed with this bike. I have been thinking of changing my Honda NC 750 for something that is a little bit lighter, a bit more flickable, more comfy, perhaps long distance to ride. I say long distance, I'm talking 100 miles or so. We don't do long distance in this country. And also something that's easier for me to get my leg over, if you'll pardon the expression. When you get to a certain age, you find that the strength in your legs begins to go, and pushing it around, pushing my NC 750 around in a garage, and also getting my leg over the saddle is a bit of a stretch nowadays. I'm not sure that I would end up keeping this backrest lumbar support for the present Mrs. Little or not. I don't even know whether she'd fit on it with me, but I don't think that's something that will worry her unduly. But what I like about it is this is a 350 or 349cc single, but to my mind it looks a little bit like a twin. If you just look at it, it sort of looks like a twin. I wouldn't have it in these colors. I've seen the yellow tag looks smart, and I think I would definitely want a screen on it. I don't know about this backrest. The black backlight is pretty neat. And what I do like is these old-fashioned flat pedals, just like the old bikes. And the slightly forward foot position. This seat, I've done about 10 miles up to now, and this seat really is comfortable. I don't know how that seat would be on the back. It feels pretty well padded. Anyway, before I set off, I just thought I'd look at these gauges. So you've got a 2 trip meters on here, gear indicator, fuel indicator, and this one on the right that tells the time here is actually you can pair it with your phone, and it'll give you directions as to where you want to go, which is pretty neat. Just started a second. Actually, I'll just show you how it started. These are made to look like the old Bakelite switches. So to start it, you just sounds pretty nice. The engine, quite a nice thump at the exhaust, although I may change the exhaust if I get one. A bit of a backfire there. Anyway, let's ride on and see how it goes. don't know what the lights are like on here. They're not LED lights. What I would say is the gear selection is pretty definite, and it's very easy to find neutral. Is this heel and toe arrangement on the gear lever takes a little bit of getting used to, but actually it's more comfortable in many ways when you know what you're doing. I've got one of these on my little Honda 50, and it's just a question of getting used to it and not necessarily putting having to put your toe underneath the lever at the front. The other thing to say about this bike is it's not actually a bike to be revved. It pulls well in the higher gears. Certainly pulls away. You're in 30 and 5th, which is the highest gear. It'll pull nicely from there without feeling strained at all. Let's see if I can show you in a minute. The bike has the benefit of a side stand as well as a center stand, which is always good. As I think I was saying a little earlier, it's not a bike to be revved. It does run out of steam, pulls well in the higher gears. I've yet to see 70 on it, but not that I'm not interested in going quick. But if you're looking to be overtaking everything, you may hit a problem there. There are a couple of other things I should mention. First of all, I've seen somebody comment that the clutch lever is stiff, and absolute nonsense. I don't know where that came from, but it's absolutely fine. Next, the braking. Front brakes are excellent. Rear brake on its own, a little bit suspect, but the braking is absolutely fine, used with both brakes in conjunction. I should also mention the suspension. I would agree with others before me who said that the front suspension is relatively soft, whereas the rear suspension is a little stiffer. But I have to say it seems to cope with the undulations, shall we say, in the British roads that we have at the moment pretty well. And I should again emphasize that this seat is exceptionally comfortable. We all know about numb bums, and I've done about 33 miles. I've been riding it for about an hour and a half, I suppose, around the lanes, and I'm not suffering at all. When it comes to getting my leg over, not an issue. And also, you can certainly notice how light this bike is. Certainly I can anyway, compared with my NC. I am going to try and do a little bit of town riding on it before I take it back. So in conclusion, a very enjoyable ride, and a surprisingly enjoyable ride really, given that it's a little 350. I've done very nearly, or will have done 50 miles by the time I get back. Probably used about less than 3 litres of fuel. Obviously very economical. So in terms of what I was looking for, the bike is much lighter and more flickable than the one I've got at the moment, or the big one I have at the moment. The seat, I have to say, is possibly the most comfortable seat I've ever sat on a bike. I had a big seat on my big Suzuki Intruder, but this is more comfortable than that. The suspension is very comfortable, no jolting. The brakes are good. Back brake, I suppose, could be a bit better. The leg over height is definitely correct. This heel and toe gear change, well, that remains to be seen. I love the flat foot pegs. Foot pegs are sort of slightly front forward facing. You've got the side stand and the center stand. The bike pulls in top gear from about 30 miles an hour. Engine looks the part. All I would say is it's not a bike for the boy racer. I mean, I had a guy in a Vauxhall Corsa trying to race me, and he was winning. It does run out of breath in second and third. Second runs out of breath at about 40. Third is really pushing it at 60. And I did get it up to 70 on a dual carriageway, but to be honest, this isn't a bike that you're going to want to ride much more than 70 mile an hour on. If I was to get it, I'd probably change the exhaust. I was thinking about getting a screen, but now I'm not convinced that I need a screen if I'm not going to be doing 70 miles an hour. It does look better without the screen, in fairness. But I do fancy the one with the yellow tank. Just looks neat. Not that I'm heavily into colours. So the question is really, can I live with a bike that's only going to do 70 miles an hour? How old am I? Maybe that's all I need. But I must say I'm very impressed, particularly with the comfort of it. And it is an interesting looking bike. It's I've never really thought of a Royal Enfield before, but this really is an impressive bike. Thanks to Bike Treads for letting me ride it.